Hello and welcome to the MindJam podcast, JamCast. This week we are joined by Jess Wilson, who is our Head of SEN and has been a long-term mentor with MindJam since very close to the start. We are going to be playing on some Stardew Valley with Callum and Josh and myself, Adam, and as per usual, not quite getting things as right as we should be doing. If you want to find out more about MindJam and what we do here, you can go to mindjam.org.uk. Alternatively, you can catch up with the rest of our podcasts either on YouTube, which is MindJam on the YouTube channel, or on Spotify and Podbean, and where else you might find podcasts. Awesome. So it's a real good chat about how Jess got involved, her passion for SEN, and also all the bits that go with that as well. Okay, strap in tight, let's do some farming.
Well, without further ado then, hello everybody watching and listening at home. Welcome back to the fourth episode of JamCast, hosted by myself, Callum, Josh,
Hello!
Adam. And today we are joined by our wonderful guest, Jess Wilson. She's a MindJam OG, soon-to-be doctor, hot chocolate drinker, and mother of two wonderful boys. Welcome to the JamCast, Jess.
Thank you.
You are also our SEN lead at MindJam now. And really interestingly is what that is and what you do at MindJam. We're in Stardew today, as you may recognize, some of you. Or if you're just listening, you probably won't see anything of what we're doing. And we're going to be farming away. I am very new to this, but Jess, Josh, and Adam all look like they know exactly what they're doing. So I'm going to jump in with these guys and pass the hot seat to Josh.
Oh, so, okay. Alright, I'm curious, before we, start into everything, what is everyone's, feelings about Stardew? Adam, I know you feel very strongly about this.
I love Stardew. I have put in a lot of time on a personal level, but also with one of my mentors. I think we are up to 70 hours on one farm at the moment, which is my mentee, sorry, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, a lot of love. It's a bit different playing on the PC to the Switch, because that's what I'm normally used to. But it is awesome.
And, yes, I feel like you've got a... well, you picked this game, so...
I'm a big Stardew fan. I recently got the Steam Deck, and I lie in bed and do Stardew Valley. That's my thing, to chill out at the end of the day. Yeah, I recently got cows. I've got Moana, Mulan, Mulissa, and Milkshake currently.
I'm sorry, did you say owls?
Did I say what?
Owls?
Cows!
Owls!
Oh,
The cow, the moo pun!
Yeah, why would I have an owl called Mulissa? That doesn't work.
I thought this was part of the update that I hadn't come across yet, because for those that do or don't know, there has obviously been an update on the PC so far for Stardew, which brings a lot of interesting things into it as well.
Callum, this is the first time you're playing. Have you played any farm? Have you played any farm sims before? Is this literally?
This is the first. This is a very, very first. So.
Well.
Completely new.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
I do understand that with most games that we've played, we go and we hit trees first.
Yeah.
So.
General rule.
That's so true.
Sorry, I stole all of that.
That's okay. We're sharing. We're communists on the farm.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Jess, do you have any tips for Callum as a noob?
Get stuff planted early, because I've made that mistake in the past of not getting stuff planted on the first day, like your crops and stuff. And when you get to have trees, plant them for the season after the one you're in, because Otherwise, you have to wait, and then they don't fruit.
Okay, how do I see the season I'm in?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
So
in the
we're
top
in-
right corner.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in spring at the moment.
Wonderful. And where do I get the seeds from?
I have to go to the shop, Callum, but it's
Oh.
closed now. And by the way, there is a 2 a.m. curfew. So if you're awake past 2 a.m., you just pass out.
To
I
get to
don't know if
bed.
it's my house.
Yeah, I can't remember which one was it. This one? Hello?
That'll do.
Yeah, there we go.
Is this my house? Will it let
I'm
me
in
in?
someone's house.
Let me in.
Is this? Well, I don't know where my house is. Is this really not my house? I thought that was my house.
I see you walk through my door, Callum.
Wait.
Freak.
Are you in the little metal shack down here? It looks like
No,
I might.
Josh has the fanciest house.
Yeah, Josh has the big house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I was this one. Wonderful.
Yay!
Okay.
Some food.
Adam, do you have any tips for Callum as well?
Yeah, so first thing I always do every morning is check my TV, listen to the fortune teller. So there's things called spirits, and when you have to go into the mines or do certain things, it'll give you a little bit of an indication as to whether it's going to be an easy day or a difficult day. Listen to the spirits. They will guide you. Although half the time it says it's going to be a good day, and then it's still really difficult anyway. So I don't know whether I trust these spirits that much.
Oh dear. Well,
I didn't know it was so esoteric. The game.
Oh, it's multifaceted.
it really is. Actual journey. Yeah.
So, watering can.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can fill up your watering can over at this lake here as well. But we've already watered all the plants. Can we head into town?
Yeah, I feel like we need some seeds.
Yeah, we could do some
Let's do it.
supplies. Go! Right, bit of a walk in.
This makes me want to live on a farm already.
I almost put my dungarees on, especially for the.
I nearly did too! We should have committed, Adam, both of us. Missed an opportunity.
Oh, we all.
I don't know what I was thinking. I should have got them on. I should.
Oh, but we're too early. The shop's not even open.
We are.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get a coffee whilst we're here? Is there a coffee?
I don't know if the saloon's open.
No, saloon doesn't open until 12, I think.
Oh, no cheap morning coffees.
No.
Oh, he's always so rude.
However,
Rude.
saloon is good for, as you go on later, you can buy recipes from there should you need some hearty grub for when you go in the mines and stuff like that.
Hey,
So the first few days are a little bit kind of just take it steady because we don't have a lot of money. But saying that, between us, we have 2,000 gold already, which is something.
Open yet? There we go. What's our first crop gonna be?
Oh, let's have a look. 12 days.
Bonjour, Pierre.
I do like planting cauliflowers, I'm not going to lie.
And I love collies. Bit of cauliflower cheese.
Yeah, well, there you go. Cauliflowers it is then.
I tend to go for the crops that repeat. And also, like beans and stuff, they'll keep growing. Tomatoes will keep growing. Certain ones, you only get like one harvest. But you won't get as much money initially for like the ones that keep repeating until you can make pickles and stuff like that.
The jam machine.
Yes,
Right,
or
the
the
chili peppers and the jam machine. Heaven.
Yep.
Constantly.
I'm not even aware of all that type of stuff. There's so many layers.
I do the artisan stuff, so I always do the mayonnaise and the jam.
I do funky cheese. So once you get your downstairs kind of cellar area, you can take your wine and your cheese and you can mature it in barrels, and then you can make like purple vintage cheese and stuff, which is quite cool.
Oh, okay, so the money's shared.
Yes.
So we've got
Oh,
That makes it difficult.
Oh,
okay.
we've got to
Tell me
discuss
different.
that it's a shared bank account.
Okay, in which case we also have some
was-
beans now.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know why I didn't think of that, because it is when I normally play. Oh, worms. Get the worms, and they will give you stuff. I've just been given 3 carrot seeds.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. Worth it.
I'm going to try
Let's get
to
those.
make us a chest so it got stuck. Oh, I'm just watering the ground.
I've got 30 wood if you need, Jess, already.
Yeah, I've got 18, so we're nearly there.
I'll start tidying up a little bit. Oh.
Send me on a task and I can continue doing that.
All right. Yeah, Callum, just try and clear some of the space. Really good.
I can do that.
Yeah, if you have weeds and stuff or stones near your farm, like near your crops, then they will kind of get eaten up and stuff like that.
Right. Well, while we're tidying up, Callum, do you have any hard-hitting questions?
Do I have any hard-hitting questions?
Yeah.
Hey, we're not going to ease in.
Game talking about. No, we're straight into the heavy questions. I guess it is as simple as we've already mentioned that you are our SEN lead at MindJam, Jess.
Yeah.
But we'll come to that just after. You've been at MindJam the longest out of everyone here except Adam, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're about the same time, I think.
Yeah.
Give or take. No.
How was it starting MindJam for you?
Well, I thought it was a scam. But I just finished my masters and I wasn't working, so I didn't have anything to lose. So I was like, I'm just going to give it a go and it'll be what it'll be. And when I came, I think there were about 6, 7 of us in total, so it wasn't a big team. And yeah, it was just a dream. The first few months, it was really interesting. It was kind of, should I be doing this? I'm like, why am I here? The normal stress that everyone feels. And yeah, I found it so rewarding and fulfilling working with people. And then I found out I've got a real knack for the SEN side of things, which is then where that developed into. So it's been a great journey.
So you got.
Sorry, Callum.
Oh, okay, you go ahead, Josh. You go ahead.
Oh no! You go. I interrupted you. You take it away.
So you are actually my origin story, aren't you, Jess? We've had that.
Yeah, I always feel bad for you like that. You got this of your own accord, but yeah, I told you about it.
Yes, thank you.
You're like Nick Fury.
Yeah. Get in the event. It's fine.
Yeah, I am also very grateful for that. And yeah, I had the same idea as you. I felt a bit like it was almost too good to be true. I think my exact question to you when you told me what the work was how do you even get a job like that? How much has MindJam changed since you started?
Well, when I started, obviously we were a really small team. We were kind of 7, 8. I can't remember the exact number. And I think I remember the wait list was kind of like 100 or so people, and we had like 300 people who were kind of within MindJam. And then it was just like every 2 to 3 months, it just seemed to implode and grow, which was like amazing. But obviously I've seen it go from that now to over 100 mentors and 2,000 plus mentees and however many people on the wait list. So it's been interesting to see it kind of grow and change over that time. And it's been really nice to kind of be a part of that and kind of get to have a say and a part in how it grows as well. It's been really nice.
Yeah, I completely agree with that kind of energy as well. It's like as an employee of MindJam, to be at the ground floor, kind of helping it grow and being a part of that journey is very exciting. Vibe with that energy. What is it like moving into your SEN support role? Like, what was the inspiration?
Really, I wanted to do. I love my mentoring. A lot of my mentees have been with me since I started. So, going over 2 years now. The others are getting close to that point. So I was loving my mentoring, and then I kind of started to help the the families that I was working with things like EHCPs and if they needed support with schools and kind of school transitions, and it turned out I was actually really good at it. But I also really enjoyed it. I liked being able to have that input and help the families outside of session as well. And yeah, it just turned out I had a bit of a knack for it. And then I ended up talking to Dan because I was saying that I'd like to do something that kind of was about that role and was a bit more to do with mentees support outside of session, so that it would kind of get in wrap around provision and support. And we realised there was a bit of a gap in MindJam for that to happen. And it started quite small. I think in the first few months I maybe worked with 30 families, whereas now I'm kind of working with 100 or so a month.
Whoa.
So we're really booming.
Escalated quickly, one might say.
Yeah, it's really boomed, and it's lovely because, you know, I am a parent myself. My son has an EHCP. I do it for work, and obviously that's what my degree is in. Both my master's and my PhD are in SEN education. So it just kind of compiles all those aspects of my life into one. And I think one of the loveliest things is that I can really understand from a personal point of view and a parental point of view the impact that has as well. So being able to kind of be like, I actually get it, you know.
Yeah.
I understand and I've been there and this is what happened for us, and being able to do that kind of personal level as well has been like invaluable. Because I do get how tiring it can be to go through the system. So,
and 100%.
I think that's quite a thing, isn't it? That when people come to us, they're already quite tired and have gone through lots of different things to get to this point. And then having that extra help as well is awesome for them, you know, because there's still lots of things to kind of deal with on a day-to-day basis. Grows. Bad grows.
I think sometimes even if the intention is there, sometimes the understanding isn't. And I find it, sometimes you can go in and you can have some really, really good conversations with people who maybe didn't get it before. And then, you know, you're kind of coming up with solutions together and you're working as a team to then support that person. I just think there's something so lovely about that. And then once that support's in place, and then seeing that child or young person then bloom from that is just...
Yeah. So cool.
What keeps going.
Yeah, I think that's the energy which keeps me going too. Like that. Oh, it's great. It's so rewarding, and it's so great to feel like difference, helping people, all the positive vibes. Oh.
So I gave a guest lecture at uni recently on kind of working in the system, and one of the things I said to them was it starts with a desk. So I have a mentee who, when they came to me, didn't have a desk for their PT, and we fought for the desk. And from that, they've been able to engage with so many more things. At the time, they kind of weren't engaging with anything. And now they go out and they have yoga and they do loads of really cool things that they weren't able to do before. And it all started just with getting them this desk that they really wanted. And so at the end of that lecture, I ended up saying to them, you know, sometimes it can be a really small thing that you've done, but actually that, you know, cascades into something bigger.
And I would argue that's not small, because you that young person a voice. Voice on like to all these adults who are just like going, oh, I guess we have this money to help support you, but we don't know how to use it. And it's a professional voice as well, which means it carries all this weight. Hopefully. to change
in most times. But no, I think that's beautiful. I think that's my favourite thing about it, is the advocacy and being like, okay, what do you want? Like, how can I help? What can I do? And I think that's just such a lovely thing to be able to do for someone. And I have been on the other side of it when I've been less listened to, and actually that was kind of when I was like, actually, my job's valuable, which sounds strange to have not valued it before, but I was kind of in a position where I didn't have someone like me to go to, and I was like, oh, actually, I get it. I get why, you know, I need someone
Was
like
that
me.
a large part of the motivation then, to want to be able to do this work as well then, because you'd been through that yourself?
I was already doing this work when I did that, and I think that was the biggest shock to me. So when we did my son's EHCP, despite it being my job and despite my degrees and my background and my work experience, I was very much taken as parent, and that was it. Like, all my background and my responsibilities and everything else that I knew just became kind of irrelevant. And it was at that point that I was like, well, it doesn't matter if you know. In some ways, it can be difficult to be seen as kind of knowing what you're talking about.
Sure.
Which, yeah, it's difficult. So then having someone come in who can stand there and say it and kind of be taken seriously in that way does help, sadly. and that's what I like to do. So
Yeah, it's like that quote unquote professional kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it is a shame that like the parental voice is made as seriously as once, but we can come in and be like, hey.
yeah.
Or in this
Hey,
instance, very much you coming in and going, hey.
That's my job.
Do you find that your parental voice is still what's heard the most in your own personal life, or do people recognise your professional voice now?
With my own children,
Yeah.
no, very much I'm a parent. And when I speak to parents, I always try and speak to them from a parental point of view as well. Because I am a professional, but I'm a parent first. And a parent is what I'm doing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That doesn't stop. And I think that's valuable when you're talking to people who are kind of in that situation as well.
100%, that's your superpower. That's how I see it anyways. Because if I was in your role, I don't have that parental background, so it'd be very, I think, limiting to what I could say. But you're like, nah, I get it, I'm there, and that's.
Yeah, I have conversations. I'm like, oh no, absolutely, I've been there, I've done that. Like, this is what we did. This is how, you might want to navigate that. This is how you're feeling, and I get it. Like, being able to do that and just empathise with people. Sometimes, they just need somebody to say, and I know myself, I've just needed someone to say, like, yes, I get it, and it's rubbish, and it's okay that you're not feeling great. And, it can be as simple as that.
Well, I think that resonates for a lot of what MindJam is in general. It's just that, first of all, before it's anything else, it's just that I hear you, and kind of go from there, isn't it?
I think that's the thing. We all just want to be seen. We all want to be seen, and we all want to be heard. And it's just giving, mentees have that platform, and I guess I just try and do the same for the parents that we're working with as well, and go into situations with them where maybe they aren't being seen and heard as they should be, to make sure that they are. And yeah, I find it just really rewarding.
I just wanted to say, Callum, you don't need to water plants if it's raining.
I just figured that out, that the physics work like that, don't they, in the real world? So
I just watched you water plants during a rainstorm, and I was like,
yeah,
probably should just interrupt quickly, just to save your energy, because I saw that you already fainted once.
I did. I'm nearly fainting again, actually.
If you go lie down in your bed but don't go to sleep, you will get your energy back.
I didn't know that.
Have a rest.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
The whole time. I've been
if you just
years.
just go have a little nappy nap, but don't go to sleep. That's fine. Everyone needs a little midday snooze. Siesta.
Siestas are good.
Change my Stardew now.
Great. I'm going to change my actual life.
Every day.
Also, I just wanted to check how we've been planting these plants. Is this going to work? Because don't they block each other?
No, only the bean poles and the grapes. So you're absolutely fine there, because you can get around the beans on all sides. So if you planted 3 rows of beans, you wouldn't be able to harvest them all. So you have to do them in little squares and stuff. But as that's absolutely fine.
See, I'm used to playing Harvest Moon. I'm a Friends of Mineral Town farming veteran from the Game Boy Advance.
Amazing.
So for that, every crop will block your path, so you would have to systematically make sure you... But then you'd also throw them in a grid shape. So it was like a 3x3 grid. So you'd always get that middle crop would kind of be inaccessible. I get a bit paranoid about the crop, please. But like Adam's got that, so it's great.
You're all good.
Callum, we should mine soon.
Yeah, my siesta is over.
Mine won't be open yet.
Oh.
So there's a few things we need to do before the mine gets open. You guys need to go see Willie.
Okay.
At the beach.
Oh, you've got a
and
fishing
get yourself a fishing. Yeah.
Come on, Callum.
Which is one of the quickest ways to making money initially is just doing some good solid fishing whilst you're waiting for everything to unlock.
So confidently running this way, not knowing where the beach is.
Don't worry, follow me. I know where the beach is. It's all right. I got you. I've done the opening part of Stardew so many times. Like, I've never got very far in Stardew, but I have started a lot of farms.
So I came across a place the other day I didn't know that existed called Ginger Island.
Yes, I heard
which
about this.
just blew my mind. And there's volcanoes and everything. And my mentee was just like, "How do you not know about this?" Absolute noob. Now, I consider myself to be quite a hardcore player, but apparently not.
All right, is his shop gonna be open? Oh no, that's Jess.
You should.
Oh, it's locked.
No.
Okay, so what you'll have to do is tomorrow morning, before 6, after 9 o'clock and before 6 p.m, is just go down to the beach, and Willie will give you a fishing rod.
Okay, all right. We're just watching Jess fish now.
Yeah, I'll just do all the work, guys. Just chill. You look so cute.
We're just hanging out in the rain, like
chilling out.
This would be cute if it was sunny or I had an umbrella, but I have neither. It's neither of those. So I'm gonna go home. See you guys. It's dark.
Talking of doing all the work though, Jess, I know you do a lot of work at MindJam. I know I've had to come to you multiple times for help.
Seamless, Callum, by the way. Sorry.
I know. I'm on the
it's really
segues.
bad. I want to interrupt your segue to tell you how good they are, but it was seamless. So I just had to say, sorry. Take it.
So what does your day to day look like now at MindJam?
Oh, see, this is why it's quite interesting for me now because every day is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So I often do annual reviews. I do things like MDTs, which are multidisciplinary team meetings. I can go to tribunal and things like that. So one day I might be in court, and then the next day I might be just chatting with a parent for some support, and then the next day I might be in a school, having a chat with them about how to support a pupil or about a school transition. So it's one of the more kind of exciting aspects, I guess, is that I don't know what each week looks like. I have to kind of I'm so used to being very set with sessions, so my sessions are always the same, and that's great. And then it's like, okay, what am I actually doing tomorrow, because it will be different. But yeah, it keeps it interesting. There's quite a lot of work behind the scenes that goes into that, but yeah, I like that aspect of it. And then obviously I do induction for mentors as well. I do a SEN induction when they start. I do support for mentors. So if mentors are kind of trying to support the families they work with, I'll meet with them or help them. If somebody's maybe struggling to engage, then I can speak to them about it. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I have to make sure that whenever I get anybody ask me a question I don't know, to not always just send them straight to you. It's like, Jess is a guru here. I'm like, wait, no, we'll try and figure this out, and then the last result will give Jess more work.
Yeah, I always love helping, but it's just it's having the time. I've moved somebody's bed and I can't put it back. So if you go into your house,
someone moved my table next to my bed so I couldn't get into my. No, it was you.
Spectacular.
The troll. I was like, I can't get in my
It won't be the last time.
Oh no! Just don't do it to poor Callum, because he literally won't go to bed and just black out on the floor again.
All rest is rest, isn't it?
What was that, Jess?
It's going to be trapped forever.
If you put it in
I'm
front
in
of
a
my door,
different house tonight as well. I'm really sorry. I'm in a different house.
communal living's an amazing thing.
Yeah, we're just fucking around. It's fine. We've all got the same stuff inside the house.
It's gonna confuse poor Callum.
Hold on, if you've gone into a different house, does that mean I've actually done the trick on myself? You're in.
Wait.
Oi, someone's in my bed.
This
That's
is
not
not
good.
my bed.
I've scuppered myself now. Ah.
Oh yeah, I'm in your bed.
This is great.
I think I'm the only one in my own bed. I did it. I'm proud.
There we go.
I would be in your bed if I had a house that big.
Well, that's.
Our little cabin.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be so concerned if my neighbours just walked into my house whilst I was laid in bed.
He was like, so menacing as well. Callum, right, we need to get on that fishing game.
You full named me.
Not quite. I didn't drop your last name. And anyways, we all know your full name is MindJam, Callum.
That is it, definitely, yeah.
Oh, no,
MJC.
crows.
Go away, crows.
We need to make a scarecrow.
I was going to say, can we do a scarecrow?
I've
got 98 wood.
I'm not sure if we have the.
Yeah, we haven't unlocked the scarecrow yet. I think we have to do crops
No.
first, don't we?
Have the capacity. Right, well,
It's okay, I can sleep outside.
You're the scarecrow.
Right, get yourself a fishing rod. That's the most important.
That's what we're
thing.
doing.
All right,
Run,
we're
run.
off. Go fishing.
Ratio.
What on the crops?
I need to see Gunther and give him an artifact.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
I've
So
got geode. I need to go to the blacksmith.
Oh, he's close.
Gunther has a library, and as you discover things, it builds up the library, and that unlocks mainly ornaments for your house and stuff like that. But it's part of kind of the side missions of Stardew, so
It's like
we
the
need
museum
to
in
eventually. Yeah, so it's like there's the community centre that needs rebuilding. There's the evil Jojo Mart, which is the corporate face that ruins the village that you can choose to either overtake or work alongside. Yeah, there's lots of things that you need to do.
I really like
And it's
how it has so much content. It's so much in this game, and he just keeps adding more.
Is it an indie game?
the most important thing. Yeah, it's one guy that built.
Love to the indie developers out there.
Is it Concerned Ape? It is, isn't it,
Yes,
Josh?
Concerned Ape. Oh, that there of Toby Fox or something. It's
So there is the.
Sorry.
Oh, go on, guys.
I was going to say, there's a new one, Haunted Chocolatier, that's coming out soon.
Oh yeah,
Which I
I'm
am
so looking
So
forward to that.
excited for. I cannot wait for that to come out.
What do we know about it? Do we know anything?
I
What's
just
going
know
on?
there's like some kind of ghosts and there's some kind of chocolate shop, and I'm like, cool, I'm in. Well, I'm
Perfect.
What I know from the amount of work he puts into stuff and how long it took for the update to come out for this on the PC, which hasn't even hit anything else yet, it may be quite some time before we actually see it, because it's one guy that does everything, like literally everything. So there was rumour that it was going to be 2024. It's probably going to be next year before we see that drop, I would say. But it does look very cool.
I am hyped. So hyped for it. Oh, how are you finding the fishing, Callum?
I am not catching anything right now.
You know how it works?
fishing's quite hard.
No.
The fishing's quite hard at first.
Yes, do you have any tips for Callum?
Just keep at it.
Thank you.
See,
So bad.
it's
at
a
the
lot
fishing.
easier.
Hit. Yes, let's go.
It's the only thing that I actually like I'm not too bad at, but it's a lot easier on like the Switch or stuff like that, because you're kind of using the triggers. Basically, you kind of have to hold on to your mouse button like you're reeling in, and kind of keep letting it go occasionally and stuff like that. It does take a while.
I caught my first sardine.
Your
just now.
sardine 1 inch. I'm so proud of you. You did it.
So much.
This day would come. Oh, I just beat you.
So
Mine's
another-
2 inches.
Okay.
Get to my
now
level,
it's a
Callum.
competition.
It is. Fishing tourney.
Another important
Yeah.
thing is meeting all the people in the village. Relationships are massive in Stardew Valley.
The first person I spoke to was very rude to me.
Yes, there are some slightly rude people, mainly the younger people. I don't know what. But yeah.
Flounder.
Oh, 5 inches. Okay, all right. Well, now the fishing competition is really hitting off.
Don't know what happened to my sardine there.
There's some like bubbles in the water here. What does that mean?
Oh, it's like a fishing
That means-
spot, so-
Yeah.
It's a fishing spot, Jess.
yeah, so there'll be like good fish in it repeatedly.
Ah.
It doesn't last forever. It'll be there for like a couple of minutes. So if you see,
Yeah, just fish in it as much as you can.
Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
managed to catch anything in it yet, so going well. They seem to be very nefarious fish.
Back to the farm.
Okay, I'm gonna try and catch just one last fish, and then I'm heading back as well.
Oh, I caught an 8-inch sunfish.
Oh, you!
that's good going.
I caught one fish in the bubbles, and it was just a sardine. It's length 3 inches. It wasn't even a big one.
It all counts if we're all catching these together and then selling them in the little selling box near the house. Then we'll get some money.
Do we sell them at our own house?
We've done well. We sold some fish yesterday.
Yeah. So there's a little when you come back from town. Before you get to Josh's mansion, there is a little box on the right-hand side, and if you click on it, anything that you've picked up, you can drop into there. Just don't put anything not with you. You can't fish in there.
So do I need that? Do I need that for anything?
Keep stone and wood. I know you put some stone in there, but don't worry about it. Keep stone and wood, but generally things that you forage, pick up, or that you plant, sell them for the time being until Stardew opens up. Most of it is just good to sell.
Okay.
As it goes along, you can like smoke fish and you can make caviar and all kinds of stuff. But for now, yeah,
Sell.
pick it up, sell it. Absolutely.
Where's my inventory?
We press escape. Up.
Wait, no. What? Where's...
Also, if you just walk up to the bin, hot bar.
I've lost my fish.
You don't actually have any backpack. Oh yeah, if you didn't drag it into your hotbar, because you don't have backpacks.
No.
You caught those fish and you didn't. Oh
No.
What did you do?
no! You threw them back into the sea.
It's okay. They deserve a good time out there in the ocean.
That is
Yeah,
very
it's
Callum of
ethical.
you.
Yeah, that's fine.
What was that, Jess? Sorry.
It's very Callum of him. I like that.
Yeah, on brand.
Not every fish needs to be sold.
Very sweet and wholesome. Speaking of sweet and wholesome, I'm coming for you, Callum, with your segues. I'm right that you homeschooled your boys, right, Jess?
Yeah. They're both homeschooled.
I am curious about that process. I'm rewarding as well. What was rewarding memories to share?
It's just been nice to kind of support my kids in a way that suits them. I think when you have kids as a parent, you automatically assume that there's this kind of standard trajectory they're going to follow. So you have kids and they're going to grow up and they're going to go to nursery and then they're going to go to school, and there's just this kind of like roadmap. And then the roadmap doesn't happen, and then it's like, oh, what do I do now? And it's been interesting. It was quite a stressful decision to make because I was never sure if I was making the right decision or anything like that. And then seeing the progress in my children and how confident they are and how happy they are and the kind of life we get to have has been amazing. Like, it's hard. I work, I'm doing my degree, and then I have 2 children at home full time who are obviously neurodivergent. Like, it's a lot. But it's also so lovely because, you know, their school is going to parkour and is, you know, we go to a farm group and they have MindJam sessions and, you know, they're learning. I think I was quite guilty of, I think as a society we are anyway, of thinking you have to be in school to learn. And I've realised actually how much can be done not sat at a desk. And I think just the loveliness of that is fab. So last year we decided to do an AQA a certificate on like sea animals, and the course was go rock pooling. We were actually going to Devon on holiday, so we were just like, cool, we'll go rock pooling while we're in Devon, and we'll take some pictures and we can send it off. And it's just been able to learn that way. So we were at school technically while we were on holiday, and it's just doing things like that. It's incredible. And they're both incredibly smart, and they're both just loving life. And I think that's like, as a parent, that's all you kind of want. School wasn't for us. And finding something that has worked that is very free. If we don't want to do it that day, we don't do it. And that's it. And that's lovely, the freedom of it. And I also hated the school run. I'm also not in school. So I don't miss that.
I was going to say, I remember talking to you about, I don't know if you actually implemented this in the end. I couldn't tell how serious or joking it was, but maybe you can back this up now. But we were talking about Stardew, and you said you were going to try and incorporate that because
we use games a lot so my eldest actually taught himself to write and spell on Minecraft because he wanted to be able to read what the items were they're asking me, and he wanted to be able to write signs for the stuff he was doing. So that was his whole motivation, was being able to do that. And my youngest did similar with Roblox. So a lot of Roblox games, you kind of need to be able to read small bits, and he'd get really frustrated with having to ask me, and that was it. He was like, right, I'm learning to read them. And 6, and he's reading at a level that is the same as my eldest.
Oh wow.
He reads words like creature and adventure and all kinds of things that he wouldn't be taught naturally at his level. He's kind of done himself.
And motivation, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, when you give people, when you're learning, I can speak from experience. Like, I didn't enjoy school at all. I got into a lot of trouble. I was very rebellious. And I'm doing my PhD because it's something I'm really interested in. I'm invested in it. I want to learn about it. I want to put all that time in. And I think that's the thing. If people are learning because they want to, I think there's, something really good in that. But yeah, we've used all sorts for learning, which is lovely. Like, we've been shopping, and we've just been like, we wanted to do some maths. So like, okay, let's go shopping for ingredients. And, that in itself is a skill. And then we'll work out how much money we need, how much money we've got, and what we can afford to buy. And then if we had any money left over, it was like, okay, we can get, some treats to take home. And yeah, I just think you can have so much fun with it.
And it can also be quite almost in a sense passive, where they don't even realise that they're learning things. Then it's so less interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's where that removal of pressure can really help. My son, especially after he came out of school, even reading was a chore, because when he was in school, they had to do guided reading and they had to read to a certain level and they were measured on it. So when he initially came out of school, he wouldn't read at all. He didn't want to read. He was all previously a really avid reader and really enjoyed it. And then I just left it. I was like, if that's not where he's at, then that's not where he's at. So he came out of school in September. And then the following June, when we went to Devon, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy everyone a book. And I'm just going to put the books on the table in the caravan we were staying in. And I left them there, and a few days went by, and then he came over and he was like, oh, what are these? Like, what's this? I was, I bought everyone a book. Like, have a look at it if you want to. You don't have to. And then that was it. He picked it up, and he was reading, and then he's never gone back to not reading. He's read all the Wings of Fire, big Wings of Fire fan. It's just taking that pressure off and just, giving him the chance to kind of find it in his own time. Made all the difference. Whereas if I tried to push it, I don't think it would have happened. So
yeah, and that's something I think probably can vouch for. It's like creating that load of art to encourage learning, makes it in their own time, which I think is vital. But you've got the proof in the pudding, as it were.
Exactly.
Which is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, and I think that also gives you so much more power in your role as the SEN support lead, because you can be like, look, I know this works.
Yeah. that is, all you need to hear is that somebody else has done it, and actually it's okay to not do it.
Yeah.
I know that can sound really counterintuitive because you're like, oh, well, they need to be learning, they need to be doing this, and it's like, actually, sometimes if you just pull that pressure back, that's actually the solution. And I always think as an adult, some days there are things I don't want to do, and I won't be made to do them, and if I don't do them, I don't do them. And there are days where we have woken up, and I think it was last week, I didn't start work till 10, so we made some fresh pain au chocolat in the oven, and we got into bed and we watched TV together. And that was just how we started the day, rather than kind of, we were all like, okay, we're feeling a bit sluggish today, let's take it slow.
Yeah. Really good
I think the
to
joy
adjust.
of that rather than for us the rush of then having to be up and ready, and it just didn't work for us in that way. So
absolutely, I think it's that thing that if it's okay for us as adults, and we need time to like decompress or chill, or sometimes it's not good for us, then it's the same for everybody. You can't expect kids to be any different, really. Not every day is perfect. Not every day is, I'm doing this thing that day. Sometimes it's like, maybe it'll wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the value of recovery time and allowing yourself that downtime as well. I am neurodivergent. I do get quite burnt out. And I think sometimes we can all be guilty of like trying to push through things. And then I think we kind of expect the same from other people, and maybe they're not even, at a point where they're able to continue pushing through. And I think there is something really valuable about just being like, not today. And, that can be fine. And just allowing yourself that space and grace, but also allowing like the children and young people that same kind of room to be like, yeah, not today. It doesn't work for me today.
And I think that teaches healthy boundaries, life in general. Because I think one of the, I know something I've struggled with in the past is setting healthy boundaries of people and like expectations with like work and stuff like that. And I do think that often comes from like a school situation where you're kind of forced to go in every, 5 days a week. You got to do it, kind of thing. It's like, and then you kind of think that's what life's like, and it's like, well, actually, no, it doesn't.
Well, we've spoken about this before, haven't we? That like as a young person, you're expected to juggle, 10 different subjects, learn all these different things, have these, and it's so much. I wouldn't be able to deal with that now in an adult situation to have all those different. Sorry, Jess.
It's okay. I think what's not understood as well is that for quite a lot of neurodivergent children and people, there are so many more needs going on before that learning's even started. So if you've got sensory needs, you're struggling with the sound or the lights or the clothing you're wearing or the person next to you who's fidgeting, and you're concentrating on that, and also you're required to sit still, and also somebody's talking to you and telling you what you need to do, and that's all happening in your head before you're learning anything. So it's kind of, there's so many layers to it and so many levels that it can be sometimes just impossible. Like how do you manage all of those things? Because even in my role, even in my job, when I'm doing kind of a tribunal, I spin in my chair a lot to kind of stim myself. And I've got fidgets all over my desk, which in session is fine, but when I'm kind of in tribunal and things, it's not kind of deemed professional behaviour. But imagine not being able to do that. Like I wouldn't be able to do my job. So
I can't stay. I struggle in the office. I probably every 50 minutes I need to get up and just remove myself, even if it's only for like a minute, 2 minutes. Just go do something else where I'm not there for a bit. And in a classroom setting, that's not allowed to just go right. I need to do that. But it is these kind of things. You just need to just be able to have that kind of process or decompress or just get out of a space for a second.
And that's where self-advocacy really comes in. Like Josh was saying about boundaries. Like as an adult, obviously that's a lot easier to do. Whereas when you're a child or young person, you're in a situation where that might be difficult. Then yeah, that can be almost impossible to actually do. So learning self-advocacy as a skill and kind of getting comfortable with that is huge. It's really important, and it's one. I had an annual review recently where we were talking about progress, and there were kind of people saying that they weren't progressing as much as we'd like, and I was kind of like, actually, they let me know they need a toilet today, and I was like, that's amazing. You know, this before they wouldn't have been able to tell me that self-advocacy skill didn't exist. And that's incredible progress. You know, that's exactly what we're looking for. That's what we want. That's what we want an adult to be able to do. You know, and sometimes it isn't just how they're getting on in maths. It's also looking at those things that are kind of have that bigger impact on their life and kind of how they grow and change as they become adults. So,
go back to the homeschool. Curious, was there any challenges? Well,
absolutely. I think part of it is just kind of your own head as much as anything. It's very much like, because it is the standard that children and young people are in school, to go against that standard can really feel like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know, even as I say, even as a professional, and you know, I'm doing my PhD in education, it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. I still felt completely out of my depth. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing to my children? Am I making the right call? How am I going to juggle all these things? How am I going to do this? And yeah, that side of things can be so difficult because you don't know how it's going to work until you're doing it.
Right.
And you know, it evolves and it changes all the time. And I think that's part of it, is just being like, okay, I don't know how it's going to work, and I don't really know what it's going to look like, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think it can be, that part can be hard. And I always say to parents that I work with, sometimes what we want as parents for our children and what's actually best and what that child needs aren't the same. And that can be really difficult, because what I wanted for my son was for him to be in school. I wanted him to be running around on the field with everyone else. I wanted him to have the kind of life that I deemed to be the standard. And it took some work to actually be like, that's not him.
Yep.
And it's also okay that that's not him, and it's okay that that doesn't suit him, and that doesn't mean that I'm failing as a parent. It means that his needs are different and how he'll do things is different. And yeah, that can be the hard part, is just getting your head around that. And then I found everything else since then easy, because it's whatever we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's fab.
Yeah. Sounds really empowering, actually. I really like that.
It's just trusting yourself, but in a situation where I think, because it is the status quo for kids to be in school and young people, it can very much be, you will doubt yourself. And it is like, oh no, what am I doing? Like, and, you know, people are always like, oh, you know, homeschooled, like, why are you doing that? What's, you know, and it can be almost this stigma with it. And you just have to be like, yeah. Like, yeah, that's what works, and you know, we're having a great time. Yeah.
And you're the best person to make that choice, because you have that lived experience. You know what your kids are like and what their needs are.
Exactly. Yeah, it can be kind of getting to that point. So my son had actually stopped attending school in April, and we still weren't sure whether he was going to be going back to school in August. And then there was just the first day of school, I was just like, no, so I can't do it. And then that was just a decision made. And I was saying to a parent earlier, actually, like, sometimes you just have to do that. You just have to wait until you're ready to make that call and be like, yes or no. And give yourself that processing time. Like, nothing has to be done today. You know, you can take that time to make those choices. Because it can feel so urgent as a parent. To do that, because you kind of all systems go, all stress, and yeah, it can be a big change. But no, I have absolutely no regrets, and I think, yeah, we have a lot of fun. So
it's interesting that there's even any worry for some sort of time schedule that children should be on. That school implements this idea that you're supposed to be at this point, and doing this at then. And then how that stress carries on to parents and just people in the world anyway, to students, or to young people, should I say.
I always say to parents, that's my go-to, because there'll always be like, there'll always be people who are worried about, my son should be reading at this level and he should be doing this. And it's like, who said? Because we live in a world now where if you get to 50 and you decide you want to do your GCSEs, you can go do it. We live in a very different society than we used to, and that's not me saying that we don't, school doesn't have a place, and it's not me saying that, there should be a rough idea. I understand that we need to know roughly where people should be, but also that it's okay to not adhere to that completely.
Absolutely.
As I say, I wasn't a particularly high achiever in school because I didn't enjoy it. I didn't want to be there. I'm still doing my PhD. It's just sort of a slightly different route. And I think that's the joy of the kind of world we live in now. And if you want to take advantage of that and you want to do things slower, or maybe you want to pour your heart into coding and then you'll pick up, minor English skills later, then fine. If that's what, as long as that's what you're interested in and that's what you're doing, then yeah, find your own reason to do it. And I think that's fab.
Absolutely.
Speaking of learning, how do you do a thesis while you're doing all of this? How does...
How?
Yeah, don't talk to my supervisor about it, because... I think I'm quite lucky because I live and breathe what I'm doing. My thesis is about the parental experience of the SEN system. So I live and breathe it every day from a parental point of view and, in my job. So I'm just kind of learning even more as I go. And yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it is difficult to fit everything in, but also I'm a part-time student, so I have till 2029 to complete it. So I will hopefully finish next year, is the goal. But ultimately, if I don't, I have time. So yeah, I think again it comes down to that I'm passionate about it and it's something I'm interested in. And I'm neurodivergent, so once I'm hyper-focused on it, I can bash out a good few hours in one go on one thing. So, yeah.
And so once that's happened, you'll be a doctor?
I'll be a doctor, indeed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Feels wild, but but yeah, I'm really excited. I'd never planned to do this. This wasn't ever in my life plan. A master's wasn't something I was going to do. And then I did my master's. On my first day of my master's, I actually cried to my supervisor, Helen, and said, I don't know why I'm here. I had no educational background. It was just an interest. I didn't even know my son was neurodivergent at that point in time. It was just purely, I could maybe do that. I'll go do a master's in it on a random day in May. Got accepted, and yeah, really, once it hit me that I was doing it, I was kind of in a room with all these teachers and people that were working in the system and that kind of thing. I was like, what am I doing here? And she had like a really interesting perspective, which was that because I'm outside of it, I can see things that they won't be able to see in it. And it was like, okay, maybe I should be here. And then from the moment she met me, she was like, you're going to do your PhD. And I was like, no. And then the next time she saw me, she'd be like, you're going to do your PhD. And I'd be like, no. And I got to a maybe. And then I'd actually achieved a distinction in my master's before I'd finished my dissertation. So I was immediately accepted onto my PhD before I'd finished my master's, which was obviously huge. So then I was like, I've kind of got to do it now.
Yeah, came this far.
I did my interview for my PhD with my Ted, who's my youngest, who was 2 at the time, on my knee. So yeah, it was interesting, and never knew that was going to be kind of where I went with it. But yeah, I'm chuffed that I am, and thankful that she kind of pushed me through it, because I think otherwise I'd have walked out that day and that would have been it. But yeah, it's been a journey.
What a wonderful journey, though.
Yeah, interesting journey. And yeah, hopefully it ends with me being a doctor. So.
You say ends. What would you expect your life to be like as Dr. Jess? Dr. Wilson?
Really interesting. So I did that guest lecture recently and I loved it. I wouldn't want to do lecturing full time purely because it's a bit like teaching. There's so much bureaucracy involved and paperwork that wouldn't actually be the lecturing side of things. But I'd love to be able to guest lecture and work with MindJam to kind of go into schools and speak to them about kind of supporting the children that we work with and children like those children that maybe we don't work with directly, and try and make a difference on a real fundamental level. So I love what I can do for individual children and young people and families, and obviously it's the biggest motivator for what I do, but being able to change it on a fundamental level would be like the dream. That's my whole...
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to do, is actually get in there and make a difference on the ground, so that then those families don't come to me in crisis because they're already supported by everybody else, and I can just be extra help as opposed to, you know, the only help.
Yeah.
That's really where I'd like to go. But yeah, that's a big dream.
That's a dream we can share with, I think. Being here at MindJam, we all don't want parents to feel like they have to come to you as a last resort. Have all be properly supported.
Exactly.
Yeah. As much as I love my job, I would love to not have to do my job. I'd love for everybody that we work with to be in that place where they're supported anyway. And it's
that is something that we're working on at the moment with community side. Is that we can go in and work with, you know, teaching professionals, practitioners and stuff like that, and actually, you know, kind of bring that understanding at the base level. And, you know, to some degree, you kind of think, well, in the perfect world, there wouldn't be a need for us and stuff like that. But it's about working with people to get that kind of better support at the point where it's really needed, I think.
Often it's just a lack of understanding. Like, you don't know what you don't know.
Lack of understanding, and I think a lot of things in a lot of places, it's just communicating on different levels, not necessarily badly, but just not communicating on the same levels as those people that need to be heard or need to be, need to have a voice. And when we all communicate at the same time, it makes, on the same level, it makes a big difference, or with the same understanding, I think, perhaps.
100%. I think, you know, a lot of the councils and stuff, we all want the same goal. Or that whether we're talking about whoever we're trying to support gets the support they need, but it is that understanding, learning sometimes the right wording to help them understand part of the journey, and vice versa. Like we're making a difference. We're in the right place. That's really one of the things which I love about my job.
Because there are so many families that are in need of support at MindJam, I can often feel a bit like, I'm not, I can't get to a point where I'm helping everyone. Like, I just want to be able to help absolutely everybody that's out there. But sometimes it is just being like, actually, I helped someone today, and that was great. And, I've supported them in some way where they wouldn't have been supported before. And sometimes you can't do everything, but being able to do something is nice.
It's a massive start, and just for people again to be heard, or to feel that they've got someone that's on their side that just understands. I think it's huge for people when you're going through a lot of stress and have been through a lot of trauma with different things as well.
Even just having people that want to understand as well.
Yeah.
People that just want to listen, just want to hear what's being said, and try and see where they're at, and to know that they're not having to go through that alone. Even if you aren't the best person for support at that moment, you're like, I will do everything I can to find what it is that you need, or to help you with that.
parent as well, it can be such an emotional journey. Obviously, I do this for work. I've done it for years, and yet doing my own child's EHCP was incredibly emotional. We had to take a break during the mediation because I was in hysterical tears, like level of emotional. Because it is so grueling, because you can sit in a room full of people and have people telling you that the things that you're seeing with your child isn't happening, or that they know better than you on how to support, and that can be really difficult. And I think being able to remove that part of the equation sometimes can be really helpful, and that's where kind of mentors or me, if I go in and support, because you're removing that element for that person and you're not having to get them to go through all the reasons that it's why what they're saying is true. They're just supported and able to do that. So yeah, it can be, as a parent, the process can be incredibly grueling, and just having someone who's willing to go in there and say it for you sometimes, or say it with you, or just support you, can be everything.
Yeah.
As a non-parent, I can't even begin to the process. From very removed, I have supported parents with EHCPs and stuff, but it's to actually one who has to be like, this is what I think needs to happen, and then having pushback.
I think what's not understood as well is having the EHCP isn't even the end of the battle.
No.
Because my son got his, obviously we did mediation, got his EHCP, he got that in October, and we haven't received a penny of money yet. So he's going to be due his review in 5 months, but we've not had any provision. So, I'm still having to chase for provision he should have been having for 5 months. So, I'm still, despite us, yes, we got it in October, and yes, that should have been kind of the start of this, we're not even close.
No, yeah.
And I think that's the problem for a lot of the parents that we support and work with, and just parents generally who are in the system. So I'm just walking to everyone's house who's sleeping.
That's all right.
I
think it's that never-ending slog, isn't it? When does it stop?
Yeah, because by the time we actually we'll get the money through, hopefully, say we get it in a month's time. Okay, then I can then go through the process of getting all that provision in place, and then we're going to have 4 months before I'm going through the process again. And that's without even starting for my other son, who also needs an EHCP. So it can become and that's if you don't need an interim review, or, if you're actually getting the provision in, is it working? Do you want more time? Has the needs changed? It can be, it's just constant.
I think it can also, I think to some parents that, they're used to going through these things a lot, but it can become almost debilitating, because you're just again, no one's listening to me, or it feels like just one thing after another, and it should be quite straightforward, really, in the ideal world.
They're right at the end of the day. I think this is what we call special educational needs, but it's actually a right.
Well, that's the thing with an alternative provision, is that a provision can't be met by such and such, so there has to be something else there, because that is the right of the young person. But yeah, we see, I think we all see it quite regularly with parents that are just drained from this, and it has a knock-on effect also on family and stuff as well, I think.
Because
sorry, Gavin.
I was going to say all the parents that of mentees in our service get to have the mentors and wonderful MindJam Jess to help them out. Who does MindJam Jess have to help her out?
Oh, good question. I have a really, really good group of friends who I've met through MindJam, and they are my support network. They are who I go to and shout into the void. Yeah, and that's been that's been invaluable. I don't really know what I did before that. I think I just slogged on, and then I got to a point where I kind of, have a great group of friends now. And my sister, who also works with MindJam, is incredible. And I think, I got to a point where I was like, wow, I don't know what I did actually before I had these people.
Well, to support, you need to be supported, don't you? I think
exactly.
that's what
and I think,
everyone needs.
I think as a parent anyway, let alone a parent to neurodivergent children, let alone a neurodivergent person who's a parent to neurodivergent children, it can just, I think sometimes you just have to, you don't have a choice but to keep going. There isn't, you can't be like, right, I'm going to take a day off today, I'm not feeling well. You can't be like, oh, I'm tired today, so that's it, I'm not going to do it. It's just constant. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. It doesn't matter how tired you are, how burnt out you are, you've got to keep going. So I think sometimes you can be guilty of just doing that. I definitely have been, and I've just been kind of like, I look up and I'm like, oh wow, it's been 6 months, and I haven't really taken a day off of doing this. And I think that's where that support is so vital. Just having someone else go, you know what, I've got it for today. You're fine. Or just, as I say, having someone to go, actually, this is really hard, and then not judge you for it. I think as a parent as well, we're also guilty of feeling like we're not doing enough and we're doing it wrong, and all that kind of parental guilt that comes with things. And I think just having someone go, you're not, you're doing fine, you're doing the best you can just be like, oh, okay, I can go again now.
I think that also echoes in kind of like the mentorship with the mentees as well. Is just having that person there to go, you're okay. However it is that you are feeling at this moment is absolutely okay. And tomorrow's another day, and we'll go from there.
And I think also going by like helping identify when their energy bar is running. That's like, well, as a part of it. Like, when I see Callum's about to faint in the middle of a farm, like, dude, you need to get to bed. Get to bed now, man.
I love spoon theory. Spoon theory is my favourite. I use that all the time. And I think that's been a skill I've had to learn, is being like, actually, have I woken up with a full set of spoons before I've even started? Because sometimes if I've done too much the day before, I might only wake up with like 2 spoons. And then it's like, I said to somebody recently, like, if you're at 40% capacity that day and you do 40% of what you wanted to do, you've done 100% of what you're capable of. And that is more than enough. Like, you can't do more than you're in the position to do. And just giving yourself that grace that you would give to anyone else, it's just really important.
Absolutely, because if you were looking at anyone else in that situation, you go, you need to chill out, you need to, but we don't often take our own advice, do we?
No, that's the hardest part. Oh, I did want to check in with you guys, because we got a cat during our conversation. I named it Dan.
Of course, amazing.
I just felt like he needed presence on the farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope that's okay. I just thought...
Yeah.
As long as he's house trained.
I hope Dan's house trained.
Are we talking about the cat or Dan?
Both is good.
I mean, we'll start with the cat. That'll be great.
It's the easier.
I was gonna say, isn't mine open now? I thought.
If we take a walk there, it might be. So there's normally some guys trying to knock down a wall that was there, but we could go around the top and have a little look.
Oh, well, I'm really low on energy, but I thought maybe we could all get up tomorrow and go together.
Oh, we could have an early night.
Yeah, I mean, I nothing's better than going to bed at 3. That's living the dream. Right?
Or getting up at 3 p.m. Either is.
Yeah, as long as I'm in bed still at 3 p.m. for even just a minute, something's gone right.
I'm still fishing, you guys, while you're all calling an early night.
Come on!
On my way back.
Come on, have a nap.
Workaholic.
Yeah, come on. Your energy bar's looking low, I can tell. Let's go mining. You can have like a big old spelunky adventure before.
Sounds good. I need to get rid of. I'll leave my fishing rod and stuff in the chest so that.
Yeah, what we need pickaxe and sword, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a sword yet?
Or if you go up to the mine, I've got my sword.
Oh.
That means mine is open.
Oh, it must mean the mine is open, yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah. Awesome.
Cool. So we'll empty our inventory, bring sword and pickaxe in, end on a high as clear out the dungeon.
Which we know by our own experience normally means dying tragic death.
What? No! I don't know what you mean.
All of our adventures are successful.
From a certain point of view. Sometimes I find it hard
hold
to
my
work
axe.
out. Yeah.
I'm the night owl that even in game this is making me uncomfortable. Like, no.
Become part of us. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a scarecrow. I can make a scarecrow now.
Yeah. Goodbye, crows. It just took us a week to work out how to make scarecrows.
I feel like every person that actually works on a farm cringed at us going to sleep that early on a farm.
Yeah, it depends on the time of year.
We should still be throwing hay bales. Oh,
As a country boy, it does depend on the time of year. Right, let's get us a quick. Oh no, I don't have any of the means to make a. Right, let's get rid of our stuff.
Yeah, I'm clearing out my inventory. I got my pickaxe, I got my sword.
Let's go for one silly adventure into the mine, of which we have minimal energy and no food. It might be worth. Oh no, there's two parts.
What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely.
So I have no idea what to expect going into this.
Hey Dan. Hey Dan. Hey Dan. Aww.
Change the colour.
So pretty.
Those crows absolutely demolished our crop.
They have
To be
loads of them. Some of them grew though.
I wonder whether because there's more of us playing, it sends more crows, because normally you wouldn't have that many crows. There was like 3 yesterday morning, and that seems a little bit unfair. Yeah.
Eat that parsnip, Jess. I don't want you to go in.
Okay. I will eat a parsnip.
Oh, I've found a horseradish. That'll do.
That'll do.
Oh no, it was a leek.
That's good as well. We'll take leeks.
Oh,
Right.
I'm just going to put my... I don't need to put my watering can. Let me put my watering can away. Oh, no, not watered down.
What a damn.
Go down.
Oh,
The cat?
Oh, we fill up.
Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
What is well? I didn't realise that was a thing. Hold on.
Your poor pet.
How many pets
Where
have
do
you
I
had on
get?
here?
Where do I get my? Oh, yeah, quite a few. Weirdly enough. Where do I get my sword from?
You should walk into the cave and doesn't Eye Patch Man's like, here's your sword. Dangerous to
Okay,
go
cool.
alone. Take this.
Eye patch man.
Here he is, eye
I
patch
just
man.
realised I don't know why I've walked to town, so I'm taking the scenic route.
Oh, okay, that's all right. We'll meet you there.
Marlon has given me my rusty sword.
Rusty
Marlon.
sword. Don't use your energy.
It doesn't use your energy unless you hit something.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, can you charge it?
No.
Oh, it looked like you held it out.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, is that a
Did
block?
I?
Oh, block.
Oh, we can't use that. We can't use the. Yeah. So
No, we have to go down the Shoelace Express. Alright, we gotta wait.
let's do. Well, let's wait for Jess.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Ready?
Let's
I'm
do
ready.
this.
Right. Combat is thick and fast, Callum. Just hit the things. Don't die. You'll be fine.
Oh, ladder
Oh, yeah.
No.
Right. We need to go
Which
down
is-
there. Callum.
is the. Literally, once me and my mentor get into the mine, we say nothing other than ladder, ladder,
Yes, I can.
and occasionally I run around with the pizza in my hands going, don't kill me, I just want to eat. Ladder, found another ladder, come back up to the start.
Oh,
my
back to
God,
the start. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
Ladder.
That's about all I will contribute to this podcast. Ladder. Another ladder.
Oh wait, we've left everyone else behind. We're too quick, Adam.
Ladder
Carrot
again.
seeds.
I think the
Oh.
spirits must be quite happy because you don't normally get ladders that quickly.
I'm gonna go break these thingies, see if there's anything in these.
Die, green thing. Oh no, green thing's
no.
killing me.
No.
Slime. Get rid of him. Donsky. I've been on like floors with
Ladder.
just slimes everywhere.
Oh yeah. So every now and then. Sorry, Jess.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say just when they get infested.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah,
it is?
you'll get like a green fog or something as you go into the floor, and that means generally you're gonna die.
It means it's all over.
Ladder.
Yeah.
Ladder.
Ladder.
Why
So,
I'm destroying all the boxes and stuff. You guys.
Oh,
I
what,
got
do you get
big
stuff in
carrot.
the boxes?
Yeah.
So we do, me and my mentee, we do speed stuff. So basically, sometimes you have to get down so many floors in like so many days if there's a challenge. So the aim of the game is just find a ladder and get down. So every
no.
10 levels, once you get to the first level 10, I think it saves.
Ladder.
There's 2 ladders. Which ladder do I go down? Oh,
Both are fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go down for one. Oh, okay.
There
I
you
thought we
go.
end up in different places.
Oh, see,
Once you've done your first level 10, you can use the elevator next time just to go straight to level 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what level I'm on. 7. Okay.
Ladder.
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 What were you saying, Jess?
Oh, here we go.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Ooh, I got like a.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm an explore every floor kind of person.
Yeah,
I won't leave the floor until I've got everything.
Got
And then
100%.
Oh
I'll
no, I run away like a coward as soon as
like
possible.
I've got hardwood, I've got 2 geodes, I've got 2 amethysts, I've got 13 copper, got some carrot seeds. Like I'm going for it.
Got 2 crabs.
Oh, I might die.
Oh no, no!
No,
Like,
we're all right.
can you eat my crabs?
I'll just eat my leek for now if you don't mind.
Okay, well I've got crabs if you need them.
Thanks, Josh.
Just let me know if you need them. It's fine. Where do we go now?
Where's ladder?
Where's
We need
ladder?
You just have to break all the stones until ladder shows up.
No, I don't see more
Or
stones.
sometimes it can be when you kill a creature, ladder might come.
Crabs
Yeah,
holding out on us. Oh, way down is a
There it
planet.
is.
Ladder!
Yeah. Ladder.
Where?
I haven't
Where?
seen
At the
it.
top.
Out top.
At the top?
Yeah, it opened after we
We're
killed that
going
thing.
all the way around.
Yeah,
Right at the ladder. Oh,
ladder's at the
sneaky.
ladder. Wow.
Double ladder.
Ladder is at the ladder.
Plot twist.
Carrot.
I'm
Get
gonna go and
boxes.
take out. Elf is.
I've got cave carrots if you need a cave carrot.
Ooh.
Cave
Oh,
carrots.
check you out.
Are cave carrots better than cave crabs?
That's a good question, actually.
I don't know. We'll have to compare.
I'm also being beaten up by a diglet. It was a diglet. Oh no! Oh no! What's happened? I've gone all flashy.
We're at level 10.
Oh,
Quick.
I've-
I've been slowed down.
I've been knocked unconscious.
Oh, dude.
Been woken up by Linus. An old man's found me.
Another boot.
Oh, I guess I'll
Yep.
meet you back at the farm.
Can I wear the boot?
You can come down because we are only at level 10.
Oh.
So if we come back up, if you...
I am nearly exhausted.
Oh,
Are you
no,
nearly
yeah,
dead as well?
My health is really low. This might be the end of our adventure.
Noobs.
Did we get to level 10 though?
It's just,
Yes, we did.
That
I
was,
have cave carrots.
but my health is really low. Does that heal health as well?
Oh, I must admit, I think I'm
I'm
gonna...
13 health though.
I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm literally bottom. No energy, no health.
Jess, are you still in the cave, or am I just
No, I've left
running
the
around on my
cave.
own? Oh, dear, right, no,
you
escape.
might want to get out. Alright,
Escape.
I'm going to go sell all my gear.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Jess?
I'm getting...
Why is there a
Yeah.
statue of an Ewok here?
So they can teleport you around. I love that it's a little Ewok. So cute.
Ooh. I want to unlock the ability to teleport with Ewok. Shout Houdini when you do it as well.
It's going to now because I'm going to do it.
Oh, my favourite thing they've added in Fortnite is bus. So now every time I jump up for battle bus, I go yeet yeet, and it's great.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I love Avatar. the original. So one of my friends actually worked with Disney on the new live action. He did all the 3D. So instead of green screen now, they have these huge LED screens, so the actors can actually see what's going on around them.
Oh, that's amazing.
And as the camera moves, the 3D scenery moves on these screens. It's really cool.
Wow, that's
An amazing guy called Craig Stiff. Yeah. Right.
Made it to bed.
We have made it to bed.
I'm not in bed yet.
We should have.
Sorry, Adam?
Cheer for the chairs.
I was going to say we should have a nice little morning get together and think about what we've done.
It's a good idea. Yeah, and we can also see how much money we earn from the Flunky adventure. I'm hoping.
Oh, I didn't sell anything. Hold on. I should probably sell the stuff that I've got. Let me sell my stuff.
What was that, Jess?
I'm just walking into everybody's house again until I find my house.
Have you sold your stuff?
I didn't have anything to sell.
Oh, no more cave carrots to sell?
Oh, I kept those.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, they will be helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
I sold my crabs. Was that a good move?
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
I sold everything.
Okay. Well,
That's not bad.
my crabs earned 500G, so
Nice.
paid off.
Money.
Smashed it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, I'll meet you outside my house.
The prosperity of this farm so far is magnificent.
Well, to be fair, in all of our adventures so far, I can't move because Clint's in the way. Clint, stop talking to
Come
me.
on, Clint.
Clint.
Advice to Dan.
Can we stroke Dan? I love you, Dan.
Taught me how to make furnaces. Thank you, Clint. I'll share
Thanks,
this with my
Clint.
friends.
I might skip. I really need him to get out of my
There we go.
personal space. Thanks, Clint.
He's gone now. He's gone. Oh.
Oh, someone gave me cookies.
Oh, lovely.
Gonna water Dan before we go.
Okay. Oh, well, Jess, thank you so much for being on with us. It's been so much fun.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, I feel like we've learnt a lot. We've set up a wonderful farm, which hopefully we get to adding to.
Sure.
Great. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Jess, before you go, is there anything you'd say to the parents listening that you think they should know or hear from you?
To keep at it, and
Yes.
you're doing the absolute best you can do, and that is more than enough. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Before we go, we should probably also plug our merch store. Oh, I'm wearing a merch right now, so if you want to look as slick and fancy as me, and anyone else is wearing merch today, anyone else?
Photoshop it on.
No, I've let the side down.
Come on, guys!
I've only got a hoodie. I should get a t-shirt.
Oh, see, look, don't be a Callum. Get a hoodie, get a t-shirt, and you'll be good to go. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, you should drop us a sub, drop a comment if you want to let us know what games you want to see us play. That would be amazing. Listen to us in the audio worlds. Drop us a follow and sub on whatever Spotify Pocket Cast app you're using. That would be wonderful. You don't want to miss an episode.
Absolutely. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up as well in the next few months that definitely keep kind of eyes and ears peeled for. Both just in MindJam and online as well with Josh and Callum taking you on adventures.
Yee! It's all about the adventure. All right. We best
Thank
bounce.
you.
See you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.